I mean, just like that, Taylor. I love to start these things saying, wow.
I'm holding on to a lifeline, and that lifeline is this NFL free agency news right now. I'm on day 4 of the quarantine. Sam, I'm very jealous of the fact that you're still going into the office. I am not going into NFL Network until Friday. I've been cooped up in the house. I feel like I'm going nuts.
I understand.
So thank you, NFL, for keeping this free agency news. I'm popping my popcorn, sitting back, watching this movie unfold, and it's great.
Well, this was a scene in the movie we never expected. You and I, and first of all, obviously, welcome. Let's Catch Up, an NFL podcast with Taylor Brashadi and Sam Batesh, brought to you by Untuck It. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we did not expect this in any way, Taylor. We had just spoken 2 days ago about the fact that, well, yeah, we can sort of see Tom Brady, but ultimately it's going to be New England. There's no way this is going to be anything but New England. I will say, I'll give you credit. You were first to tell me, you know what, Sam? I actually am starting to picture it. I could kind of see it. Let me know what you think the destination could be. I know that you weren't saying it was necessarily a probability, but you saw it as a possibility, and now it really could be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've just been hearing for quite some time now, a few little birdies talk about how badly the Chargers do want Tom Brady. I think that it's not a secret or an unknown fact that they're aggressively going after him and they're going to offer him a lot of money. That being because, one, they need to sell the tickets of their new stadium. They need a revamp on their team. They need a fan base. And what better way to get fans to your stadium, to your team, than Tom Brady wearing your jersey? Tom Brady being the quarterback of your team. So I think that that's a given. The Chargers want him. The Chargers are going to aggressively go after him. They need him not only to potentially take them to a Super Bowl, because I think that Brady is in a situation where he could. He's got a strong offensive line there. He's got a great running game. He's got great receivers. They just signed Hunter Henry, potentially his Gronk, to a deal. So there's a lot of positives there. Not to mention, it is in Los Angeles. His wife is a supermodel. Who doesn't love living in Los Angeles? Sam, you and I both live here.
Yes, look.
You're part-time here now.
Yeah, I'm a part-timer, but I love LA also. And it's interesting that you talk about, obviously, what the Chargers want from him. It's also interesting to look at what he's going to want from the Chargers. Think about what he didn't have in New England. He didn't have the playmaking 100%. Receiver. He no longer had the Gronk playmaking tight end. Now he gets potentially both of those.
He'd be going into a situation where head coach Anthony Lynn is a far different coach than Bill Belichick. I think that Anthony Lynn is going to not necessarily let Tom Brady run the show, but I think that he is more collaborative. It's not
Brady's going to have a lot of
input. Bill Belichick way.
You know that Brady's going to come in there and he is going to infuse the Tom Brady way, the New England way. That offense
and we talked about this all year. Tom Brady had no weapons around him in New England. How frustrating is that?
Well,
when you know that he knows he's he might be at the top of his game. I would say the top of his game was a few years ago, but he's still a phenomenal top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback, but he just didn't have any weapons around him, so it didn't look like he was this year. If he has the offensive line around him, if he has the running game, the receivers, the tight ends, if he has that depth around him, I think that what Brady can do with the Chargers team currently as it stands, with that strong defense, is take them to a Super Bowl, and the Chargers need that. The Chargers need to win now. They need to really develop an avid LA fan base, because it is hard to have a strong fan base here.
Even look in the short history. Look, Taylor, in the short history of football in Los Angeles now, you've got the Chargers, who basically people say are playing in a soccer stadium, as we well know. Now there's going to be a new stadium.
And they can't sell it out.
The Rams, at least, went to a Super Bowl here in Los Angeles as the LA Rams. They've given the city something to root for, something to show up at the stadium for, whereas the Chargers don't exactly have that footprint. This is exactly
and they don't have the history that the Rams have.
This is exactly that with Brady.
This is exactly what they need.
Season ticket. Well, look, you said the Rams. I know that you think, or you said the Chargers. You know, you think it's going to be in LA. I, of course, was sticking to New England.
If you tune into Vegas, everybody in Vegas is saying Tampa Bay, and I see it.
I had said it 2 nights ago. To me, if I had to picture him anywhere else, to me, it was Tampa. I just thought the Bruce Arians connection there was interesting. I obviously think after going 30 for 30 interceptions and touchdowns with Jameis Winston, but again, the offense putting
not
up...
Not the ESPN show, by the way.
No, not at all. But 5,000 yards out of Jameis Winston also. This is the quarterback guru, quarterback whisperer in Arians. I think he and Brady together, also think about what Chris Godwin did this last season. This is a team that also can be very exciting on offense. Think about what they did in the Coliseum when we thought the Rams were still the Super Bowl NFC Championship Rams early in the season last year, and Tampa Bay came in there and stomped them out. I mean, they went toe for toe, blow for blow with them on the offensive side of the ball, and I think this Tampa team has an opportunity with Tom Brady, not to mention to really put an identity on what Tampa is and what Bruce Arians is going to bring to that. So you're going Chargers. I'm going Tampa. I simply can't believe what this day has brought us already in Brady. You know, I thought it was so exciting.
One more thing before we go.
Yes.
One more thing, because I know this is a quick podcast. You're at work. I've got absolutely nothing to do, but I'm not hostile about it. Is Cam Newton. Cam Newton is obviously free or open to negotiate with another team. The Panthers released a statement, and then Cam kind of hollered back at that statement and said, no, you guys forced me into this. I never wanted to leave. I wanted to be here. I wanted to be in Carolina. You guys forced me into this. Don't change the words around, or don't change the narrative. So you can see that that's going to be an interesting situation there. If you had to choose one team where you think that it's going to be a landing spot for Cam, where do you think that that's going to be?
You know, I originally, before the Mariota news came out, I really would have said silver and black. I would have loved to see Cam Newton in Vegas. I just think being the face of a franchise, I thought him and Gruden together, I mean, talk about quarterback camp. I would have loved to see that unfold, whether it worked out in a positive way or a negative way. That would have been the most entertaining to me, is to see Cam in. I just would love to see him silver and black running that franchise, the face of the Vegas franchise. That would have been, to me, completely fascinating. And I think he just would have embraced the fans, embraced what being a Raider is. I just think that would have motivated and inspired Cam to really be a leader in the community, not just of the football team, but to really embrace what creating a football culture is in a city. I thought Cam would have been perfect for that. What do you think, Taylor?
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I don't know if I like to think that Cam Newton is somebody that would take a city and a team and be that leader. But, you know, I think that we haven't seen enough out of him to believe that he is somebody that would do that.
Well, not since the MVP season, right? Yeah, not since the MVP season and the Super Bowl. Yeah. Of course, criticized heavily in the Super Bowl for not going after the fumble against the Broncos in the game that got away from him.
And unfortunately, we've seen a little bit of a woe is me out of Cam. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people coming at me for saying that. And I do think that Cam has the capability and the talent. He's certainly got the raw talent to be that leader and to motivate and take his team and the city and kind of put it on his back. I'd just like to see just a little bit more out of him.
Well, that's amazing. Well, look, the fact that we've got two franchises now with completely different faces moving into the next season, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I'm thrilled that we caught up. By the way, for those of you out there listening to Let's Catch Up, please make sure you go to untuckit.com.
By the way, guys, I'm really, really bored. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I mean, I'm staring at my roommates all day. I've done about 10 puzzles, read 4 books.
And by the way, it's a fascinating,
so please tweet us any of your questions at Let's Catch Up, at Taylor Bashotti, at Sam Batesh. I might hack into all 3 accounts and answer from every single one of them. You
definitely should, yes.
Sam's busy working, and I'm not.
Well, Taylor, we can follow you on Twitter, obviously, the escapades inside the apartment with the alarm going off. At Let's Catch Up NFL, though, for sure, if you want to reach Taylor and I. And then please go to untuckit.com. Use the code BLUE for 20% off at checkout. untuckit.com. Promo code BLUE for 20% off. Untuckit.com. If you want to look cool and hip and fresh like Sam, please do that. Untuckit.com. Let them know Let's Catch Up sent you. Taylor.
By the way, can we get a female sponsorship up in here?
I think we do. And by the way, of course, you are very fashionable as well, very fashion forward. But all right, let's catch up. We will certainly do it again.